We're live. All right. Awesome. Super, super, super. What do we got here? We have Miles Davis from yesterday. Looking at the view here, I've also got this is a great item, by the way. Highly recommend having one of these, especially if you film a lot. Everyone needs one of these. At least everyone who owns an Apple product needs one of these. So today we are going to talk about Wide Mouth Mason. No, we're not. This is a Canadian group. Love them. They're phenomenal. You want to see some cool artwork? Look at this right there. Perfect. So this show will be a bit all over the board. We're going to talk about the NFL a little bit today. We're also going to talk about some music that you can purchase. We have some very different lighting than yesterday, but that's okay. Here is the CD I purchased recently. It's fun, especially if you like 80s. You were born, say, in the 60s. You may remember some of these in your youth. Technically, you could be born in the early 70s and know some of the 80s, right? So today we are going to talk about the NFL. We are going to talk a little bit about politics. We're going to get a little adjusted here. Hopefully, you hear me well. The NFL right now is such a hype machine. It is insanely hyped up. It's crazy. Let's see if we can make this slight. Oh my god, look at Do you see that? Wow. My translucent hair. God, I love that. That's so funny. That's how bright the sun is. So we were talking before I got distracted by my hair about the hype machine, which is the NFL. The NFL is crazy right now, and I feel a little bit for the players, especially certain players. Now, other players like I would say Aaron Rodgers loves it. Aaron lives for this. I think he's enjoying the spotlight. And some people do well in the spotlight. In fact, they live to be in the spotlight. That's Aaron Rodgers. Kirk Cousins, on the other hand, I don't think wants to be in the spotlight. I just think he wants to be a good father. I think he wants to be a good provider. I think he wants to be a good teammate. I think he loves the game of football. And this is two very different personalities. Both of them are judged. Anybody who is a quarterback is insanely judged all the time in the NFL. They also get paid well, very well. Lamar Jackson was the news less than, I would say, 6 months ago. All you heard was Lamar Jackson. Is he going to sign? How many of these quarterbacks are going to get signed? Joe Burrows still hasn't been signed. I'm hearing activity outside here. I'm going to try to shut this and try not to kill myself with the heat. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, right now, I feel like has not been incredibly kind, the Buccaneers, to, a very nice man, Baker Mayfield, who is constantly being judged. He's a guy that I like to root for. And even he said recently, there are those who love me and there are those who hate me. But the one thing is, I am consistently myself. So you either like who I am or you don't. And I think he's come to grips with there is going to be a huge gap or divide between the people who like him and don't like him. I'm very curious to see how things are going to work out with Derek Carr, his new home. with the New Orleans Saints. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Josh Allen, there's all kinds of turmoil going on right now throughout the league, and Josh is part of that. And I think a lot of people have lost their way with Josh Allen. I think they've lost their way with Buffalo Bills. Patrick Mahomes, of course, is a hype machine. From everything we've heard recently, they are looking incredibly stable, even though there's been so many changes in the roster. The pre-camp has gone very well, and they're going to continue to do well in the future. Deshaun Watson, many people predict that he will have a stellar year, and this will be the year for him to regain his glory. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. I'm very curious to know what you think about that. I'm personally a little concerned about Joe Burrows. And Joe Burrow is, I think, going to have his share of problems with his leg. Good.